When your emotions are overwhelming, silence becomes a vital tool for navigating the storm within. Our emotional responses can be intense and unpredictable, often influenced by a complex interplay of past experiences, current stressors, and our inherent vulnerabilities. In these moments, the sheer force of our feelings can cloud our judgment and obscure our ability to think clearly. Imagine a situation where you're engulfed by a wave of anger, frustration, or sadness. The immediate instinct might be to vocalize these emotions, to express them outwardly in hopes of relief or validation. Yet acting on this impulse can lead to responses that are driven more by the raw intensity of our emotions than by thoughtful consideration. These reactions might not only be misunderstood, but can also create rifts in our relationships or lead to regrettable outcomes. Silence during such emotional upheavals is not about suppressing or denying your feelings. Rather, it's about giving yourself the space to experience and process these emotions without the added pressure of immediate verbal expression. It's a deliberate choice to pause, to step back from the heat of the moment, and allow your emotions to settle. In this pause, you create an opportunity to engage in self-reflection, to understand the root of your feelings, and to assess how best to communicate them when you're in a more balanced state. Consider the benefits of this approach. When you remain silent in the midst of overwhelming emotions, you avoid saying things you might later regret. Your words in such a state are often unfiltered and raw, driven by the immediate surge of feelings rather than a considered response. By choosing silence, you allow yourself to cool down and gain perspective. This pause can lead to a more measured and constructive expression of your emotions later on, once you have had the chance to reflect and understand them better. Moreover, silence during emotional turmoil can also serve as a way to protect your relationships. When emotions run high, interactions can become charged and confrontational. By holding back your immediate verbal reactions, you prevent escalating conflicts and maintain a space for healthier, more productive dialogue. This approach not only helps in preserving relationships, but also fosters an environment where emotional expressions can be shared in a more thoughtful and empathetic manner. In essence, when your emotions are overwhelming, silence is a powerful ally. It provides you with the time and space to manage your feelings, to avoid impulsive reactions, and to communicate in a way that is reflective and respectful. This practice of pausing before speaking allows for a deeper understanding of your emotions and a more deliberate approach to how you choose to express them. When you don't have all the facts, silence becomes an essential practice for ensuring accuracy and fostering thoughtful discussion. In our information-rich world, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the sheer volume of data and opinions that we encounter daily. This constant flow of information can create pressure to form opinions and take stances quickly, often before we have a complete picture of the situation. Consider a scenario where you're presented with a complex issue or an unfolding news story. The initial information might be incomplete, biased, or subject to change. Acting on such partial information can lead to spreading misinformation or making misguided judgments. In these instances, silence is not a sign of ignorance, but a mark of discernment. It reflects an understanding that jumping to conclusions based on incomplete data can have consequences, both for the accuracy of our own views and for the broader discourse. Silence, in this context, provides a critical opportunity to seek out additional information, to verify facts, and to understand multiple perspectives. It allows you to step back from the immediate rush to respond and instead invest time in gathering comprehensive and reliable information. This approach not only enhances the credibility of your eventual contribution, but also supports more informed and nuanced discussions. Moreover, when you remain silent while awaiting all the facts, you create space for a more balanced consideration of the issue at hand. This period of reflection and information gathering can help you avoid the pitfalls of confirmation bias, where one's existing beliefs shape the interpretation of new information. By staying silent, you allow yourself to engage with diverse viewpoints and evidence, thereby enriching your understanding and forming a more well-rounded perspective. In addition, silence when you lack all the facts demonstrates respect for the complexity of the issue and the expertise of others who might have more detailed knowledge. It acknowledges that some situations require specialized insight or a deeper understanding that you might not yet possess. By choosing to wait and listen, you honor the contributions of those who are better informed and ensure that your own input is both relevant and responsible. Furthermore, this practice of silence can help maintain the integrity of the discussion. In debates or discussions where information is still emerging, premature assertions can lead to misunderstandings and disputes. By holding back your opinions until you have a fuller grasp of the facts, you contribute to a more constructive dialogue and reduce the risk of misinformation spreading further. In essence, when faced with incomplete information, silence serves as a prudent and responsible approach. It allows you to gather the necessary facts, consider multiple perspectives, and engage in discussions that are both informed and respectful. This approach not only enhances your own understanding, but also supports a more accurate and thoughtful exchange of ideas. When others are sharing their vulnerabilities, silence becomes a profound expression of respect and empathy. Vulnerability, by its very nature, is an act of courage and trust. It involves exposing one's innermost feelings, fears, and struggles, often with the hope of being understood and supported. In these moments, the presence of a compassionate listener can make a significant difference in how the individual experiences and processes their emotions. Imagine someone opening up about their personal challenges. Perhaps they're sharing a difficult experience, a deep-seated fear, or a painful struggle. This act of sharing is not just about conveying information, it's about reaching out for connection and validation. When you choose to be silent during these disclosures, you create a space where the person feels truly heard and valued. Your silence in this context is not merely the absence of words, but a powerful form of nonverbal support that signals your attention and care. By remaining silent, you allow the individual to express themselves fully without interruption or premature advice. Interruptions or unsolicited comments, even if well-intentioned, can disrupt the flow of their narrative and diminish the significance of their experience. Silence provides them with the freedom to articulate their thoughts and emotions at their own pace, ensuring that their experience is honored and respected. In addition, silence during these moments allows for deeper emotional engagement. It demonstrates that you are present in the conversation, not just to offer solutions or opinions, but to genuinely understand and empathize with the other person's experience. This type of listening creates an environment where the person feels safe to explore and express their vulnerabilities without fear of judgment or dismissal. Moreover, choosing silence when others are sharing their vulnerabilities can also prevent the conversation from shifting focus away from them. Often, when we feel compelled to respond, there's a risk of steering the conversation towards our own experiences or advice, which can inadvertently overshadow the person's need to be heard. By practicing silence, you maintain the focus on the individual and their experience, reinforcing that their feelings and stories are important and worthy of attention. In a broader sense, silence in these moments fosters a deeper level of emotional connection and trust. It shows that you are not merely a passive listener, but an active participant in their emotional journey. Your presence and attentiveness signal that you value their openness and are committed to supporting them through their vulnerability. This approach also reinforces the idea that vulnerability is a shared human experience. By choosing to listen quietly, you acknowledge that everyone's struggles and feelings are valid and deserving of respect. It encourages a culture of empathy and understanding where individuals feel more comfortable being open about their own challenges in the future. In summary, when others are sharing their vulnerabilities, silence serves as a powerful tool for fostering respect, empathy, and connection. It allows the person to fully express their emotions, demonstrates your genuine engagement, and supports the creation of a trusting and empathetic environment. Through this practice, you honor the courage it takes to be vulnerable and contribute to a more compassionate and understanding dialogue. When it could escalate conflict, silence serves as a crucial mechanism for de-escalation and thoughtful engagement. Conflict often arises from a complex interplay of differing viewpoints, emotions, and underlying issues. In the heat of a disagreement, the risk of inflaming tensions is high, and our instinct might be to assert our perspective or counterattack. However, in these moments, the act of speaking impulsively can exacerbate the conflict, leading to further discord and entrenchment of positions. Consider a situation where a discussion has become increasingly heated. Each side is passionately defending their stance and emotions are running high. In such environments, words can be like kindling to a fire, quickly intensifying the situation and making resolution more elusive. By choosing silence in these moments, you create a pause that allows for a cooling off period. This intentional restraint prevents the conversation from spiraling further out of control and offers a chance for all parties to regain composure. Silence also provides an opportunity for reflection. When you remain quiet, you can take the time to assess the underlying issues contributing to the conflict. It allows you to reflect on the points of contention and consider whether your own responses are contributing to the escalation. This period of contemplation can lead to a more measured and strategic approach when you do decide to speak, ensuring that your contributions to the conversation are constructive rather than combative. Moreover, choosing silence when conflict is escalating demonstrates emotional intelligence and maturity. It shows that you recognize the importance of maintaining a respectful and productive dialogue even when it's challenging. By refraining from adding fuel to the fire, you signal a commitment to resolving the conflict in a manner that is considerate of all perspectives and aims for mutual understanding. In addition, silence can also serve as a tool for allowing others to voice their opinions without immediate rebuttal. In contentious discussions, participants may feel pressured to defend their viewpoints aggressively. By remaining silent, you provide space for others to express their thoughts and feelings fully. This approach can help to de-escalate tensions by shifting the focus from confrontation to active listening, creating an environment where all voices are heard and respected. Furthermore, silence during escalating conflict can also foster a more collaborative atmosphere. It creates a pause that encourages parties to consider common ground and potential areas of agreement. This reflective space can lead to the development of solutions that address the concerns of all parties involved, moving the conversation from adversarial to cooperative. In situations where conflict is escalating, silence also acts as a safeguard against the potential fallout of poorly chosen words. Harsh or inflammatory remarks made in the heat of the moment can have lasting repercussions, damaging relationships and undermining trust. By choosing to remain silent, you avoid the risk of making statements that could have unintended negative consequences, preserving the possibility for more positive outcomes in the future. In summary, when conflict is escalating, silence is a powerful tool for de-escalation and constructive engagement. It provides a cooling off period, allows for reflection, demonstrates emotional maturity, and fosters a more collaborative and respectful dialogue. Through the practice of silence, you contribute to a more thoughtful and effective resolution of conflicts, enhancing the potential for understanding and reconciliation. When you're not the right person to speak, silence is a mark of wisdom and respect. In any given situation, there are times when you may recognize that your expertise, experience, or perspective does not align with the issue at hand. In such instances, stepping back and allowing others who are more qualified or knowledgeable to take the lead can be more constructive than offering input that may not be relevant or well-informed. Consider a scenario where a complex technical issue is being discussed. If you lack specialized knowledge in that area, your contribution might inadvertently mislead or complicate the conversation. By choosing silence, you acknowledge the expertise of those who have a deeper understanding of the subject. This approach not only respects their knowledge, but also ensures that the discussion remains focused on accurate and relevant information. Similarly, in situations involving sensitive topics or personal experiences, there may be individuals who are more directly affected or have a more profound understanding of the issue. For example, in discussions about mental health, trauma, or specific cultural experiences, the voices of those with lived experience or specialized training are crucial. When you recognize that you are not the best person to contribute meaningfully to these conversations, silence becomes a way to honor and elevate the perspectives of those who are more directly involved or informed. Moreover, silence in these situations can help prevent the imposition of uninformed opinions or unnecessary advice. Sometimes individuals may feel compelled to speak simply to participate or to offer their own perspective, even when it may not add value to the conversation. By choosing to remain silent, you avoid adding to the noise and ensure that the discussion remains productive and relevant. In professional settings, recognizing when you're not the right person to speak also demonstrates a commitment to collaboration and effective teamwork. In team discussions or decision-making processes, there may be specific roles or areas of expertise that align with particular aspects of the topic. By deferring to colleagues who have the appropriate background or skills, you contribute to a more efficient and focused approach, allowing the team to leverage the strengths of its members effectively. Furthermore, silence in these contexts allows you to support and respect the authority of others. It shows that you value the contributions of those who are more qualified and are willing to listen and learn from their insights. This practice fosters an environment of mutual respect and recognition, where everyone's expertise is acknowledged and leveraged for the benefit of the discussion or decision-making process. In situations where you're not the right person to speak, silence also provides an opportunity for you to observe and learn. By listening attentively to those who are more knowledgeable or experienced, you gain valuable insights and understanding that can enhance your own perspective and capabilities. This practice of active listening and observation allows you to grow and develop a more informed viewpoint, which can be beneficial in future discussions or decisions. In essence, when you recognize that you're not the right person to speak, silence is a powerful and respectful choice. It honors the expertise and perspectives of others, prevents the imposition of uninformed opinions, supports effective collaboration, and provides an opportunity for personal growth. Through this practice, you contribute to more meaningful and productive conversations and ensure that the discourse remains focused and relevant. In navigating our interactions and communications, understanding when to embrace silence can profoundly impact the effectiveness and integrity of our exchanges. Whether it's in moments of overwhelming emotion, when lacking complete information, while others are sharing their vulnerabilities, during escalating conflicts, or recognizing when we're not the right person to speak, silence serves as a powerful tool. It allows for reflection, prevents misunderstandings, shows respect, and fosters a more thoughtful and empathetic dialogue. By choosing silence thoughtfully, we contribute to deeper understanding, better relationships, and more constructive conversations. It's not merely about withholding words, but about creating space for more meaningful and considered responses, honoring the complexities of the situation, and ensuring that our communication is both respectful and effective. Embracing this approach ultimately leads to richer, more respectful interactions and a more empathetic, collaborative environment.